Good morning, friends. It's August the 26th, and this is our campsite from last night. Boy, last night was a rough night. I won't tell you about it right now. I'll wait until we're on the trail and tell you about that experience. But you can see that we are camped pretty close together last night in a tight spot. Skipper's tent right there. She was only about 10 feet away from a snoring bear last night. But one of the hazards of setting up a camp after dark, and it was probably about 11 o'clock at night when we finally did set up camp, is notice this big giant widowmaker right there over my left shoulder, leaning directly over the top of our tent. So that was something really exciting to see when I woke up this morning and looked out at that. But luckily we survived the night, and we'll be more careful tomorrow night for sure. But we had a pretty long day yesterday, about almost 16 miles, and some pretty steep climbs in there. So we are all very sore this morning. So today may be a little bit shorter day. The terrain should be flatter, but I don't think we're going to try and do another 16 miles, that's for sure. But we're going to get breakfast right now and start hiking. Okay, all packed up, loaded up. We're gonna head down to the water and get tanked up, and then, what, 30 miles today? Maybe not.
Starting at noon?
Don't say that time.
What?
Don't say what time it is. Okay. Yeah, let's see.
It is.
Yeah, 10 after 12. We're getting a nice early start today.
But we didn't get to camp until 11.
Well, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
I think we didn't, I mean, it was 12:15 before we even finished eating dinner.
Yeah. So, yeah. There's that.
There is that.
All right, go for it. Well, in the introduction, I promised I'd explain a little bit about what happened last night. Essentially, we were pretty tired coming into camp last night. The last 5 miles were especially tough, and we're hiked mostly in the dark. But we were trying to make for a water source because we were out of water, and we had a 10-mile stretch without any, so we had to make it there for camp. Unfortunately, we got there, and I guess everybody else had the same idea, because literally for the first time since we've been on PCT, we arrived at a campsite and found there were no camping spaces available. There were 6 tents pitched there and nowhere else for us to go. Not even enough room really to cowboy camp. So we ended up having to hike an additional half-mile down a trail to a spot where we did, well, you just saw it in the film, so there was barely enough room for 2 tents there. But by the time we got there, got everything set up, grabbed some dinner, it was after midnight, and we were very tired and sore. So that's why we slept in so late this morning, and we're kind of just really taking our time breaking camp and getting out of here, because we're all feeling really beat up. But for today, we're only going to try and do about 10 miles. And well, we've got about a 3-mile climb starting out from right now. After that 3-mile climb, it's mostly either level or downhill. So it should be a fairly easy day. Hoping to make camp relatively early, maybe by 5 or 6 at the latest. Holy cow. We've been climbing at least for a good 2 hours now. Sweating like crazy. I don't think it's particularly hot today, but the humidity level with all this greenery has got to be like 90%. How come you're not sitting in the middle of that creek cooling off? You're getting cold. Oh yeah. I guess that's a good point. You get soaked with sweat from hiking, and then when you stop, you're wet and you get cold. Oh, well, I'm not there yet. I'm still in the hot phase. Yeah. Well, I just crawled underneath that, and it sucked. Basically, had to get on my belly and crawl. So, the rest of the trail ahead, though. On top of the mountain looking down. Final haul. We got, what'd you say? A mile?
1.3.
1.3 miles to camp. Sun's already down, as you can see. So we're gonna have to hustle to get there before it gets too dark. So, but I'm tired, I'm hungry. Shall I make a run for it?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Good morning, everybody. It's August the 27th. This is a, was it a Thursday? Yeah, it's a Thursday. And there's Goldie in her tent getting all packed up, ready to go. And a view of our tent site. We actually went to a place that was designated or identified on gut hooks as a campground. I think that's a pretty generous designation because really what all it is a dirt road with a few flat spots in it. But we managed to make do last night. There's a skipper right there with her tent on the other side. It was a nice quiet place to spend the night last night, so we were happy for that. Today's going to be a big day. We have it on from a reliable source that there's going to be trail magic about 5 miles ahead. We're very excited for that. But there's even more. There's a bonus. And I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. I'm going to surprise you. So stand by. Oh, check this out. That's a tent. And they've got their own little pond down there. Be a nice place to come and take a break and relax on a hot summer day. And I've never slept in one of these, but that would be pretty cool too. Maybe one of these days. Okay, according to Gut Hook, we're 0.3 of a mile?
0.2.
0.2 from Panther Creek, where we have it on a reliable source that there's going to be trail magic waiting for us there. So, yay. Super excited about that. So excited, I didn't even eat lunch. I was so sure of it. So, but we're just hanging out here for a few minutes, let Goldilocks catch up to us so we can all walk in together. Well, stranger things have happened, but we're coming into campground now. We just learned that the trail magic we thought was here is not here. So, kind of disappointing, sad. But we just met some random woman walking on the trail who talked to us. She's camped down here in space number 32, and she said, hey, if you guys want some food, I'll be happy to give you some spaghetti or pasta salad or something. And I'm like, okay. Twist my arm. So it looks like we might get a little bit of trail magic after all, although totally not what we were expecting. Okay, well, as I told you in the last segment, unfortunately the trail magic we were so looking forward to fell through on us, and we were disappointed. However, things happen for a reason, and as we were walking into the campground, we met this nice young lady over here. Grandma Mermaid. Grandma Mermaid saw we were hikers and said, well, if you guys want to walk up to campsite number 32, I've got a whole bunch of leftover food. You guys are welcome to have it. This is their son, Cree, back behind.
Yeah.
Really nice people to talk to. And as you can see, we're sitting there at the table. Look at all this spread. I mean, they kept piling more and more food on front of us. And we didn't want to be too crude, but we pretty much wolfed down everything they put in front of us. So thank you very much for saving us from a majorly disappointing day.
So glad you guys made it, because we were expecting
and come back to
So, as I've said many times before, one of the greatest experiences or greatest lessons I've learned from being on PCT is how nice the people are. This is another great example of just the goodness of people that you sometimes take for granted, don't even appreciate back in the real world. But when you're on the trail, you meet the best people.
And the best birds.
And the best birds. Look at, we've got where did he go?
He's like, I want to do a video.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, I've seen one of those. There was trail magic in South Lake Tahoe that had that.
Yeah.
Why not? You know?
Okay, so he's gonna grill us up some bacon, and I'm gonna show you. There's a frying pan with about
On a stick, man.
3 or 4 pounds of bacon in it. So
Oh my gosh.
that'll give us all a heart attack by the time we're done wolfing that down. He's showing us how to cook bacon on a stick. Thanks to the expert guidance from Cree down here. I have now prepared my first ever bacon on a stick.
Looks good too.
I threaded it on there as he said, and stuck it in the fire, and I'm about ready to give it the taste test. So, but I can put the camera down, otherwise I'm gonna get grease all over it. Okay, it's 8:30 right now, and we just got our tents up here, and we had to go back up the trail. Oh gosh, well over a quarter of a mile just to find a tent site. We spent quite a bit of time there visiting with Sarah and Cree and eating lots of bacon. And unfortunately we waited almost too long, because when we went to look for our tent site, they were all taken. So we eventually did find a spot. We're pitched our tent right here. Show you that in the morning. The skipper, she's kind of right over there, just 20 feet away. So anyway, it was a disappointing day in that we didn't get the trail magic we were expecting, nor the surprise that I wanted to spring on you guys. But there's still hope that we maybe get to pull that off here in the next day, if not tomorrow, hopefully the day after tomorrow. So you'll still have to wait to find out what it is I'm talking about. But for tonight, get a good night's sleep. We've got a fairly long hike tomorrow that's going to start off with a really stiff climb. So, oh boy. Good night.